Greetings everyone, my name is Jonathan Zakur and I'm outside Johnny Q Hardware on Arapita Avenue. Today I'm going to pick the items for our second DIY project, which is a vertical vegetable garden. Johnny Q has all of the elements we need for this project. What a better time than now to grow your own vegetable garden during this time where you have some extra time on your hands. Let's get started. So I'm ready to get started. I was able to get everything on my list and all for a super economical price point. Now let's talk a bit about the project. There are a lot of benefits to this project as we always have our eye on being green and sustainable. Such as the pallet we are using, it's upcycled and the 1.5 or 2 litre bottles will be utilised from our own home. We are reducing our negative impact on the environment even if it's on a small scale. Growing your own garden comes with the added benefit of being fully organic as you know exactly what's going into the process from the soil up. This can also act as a mini science project for your kids. However, we are not liable for any mess occurred as a result. Before we begin, let's go through the materials. You will receive ply already cut into pieces, perfect for fitting together to make your planter box, an upcycled wood pallet, upcycled large plastic bottles which you will be providing, they're not included in the kit, 36 1.5-inch wood screws, 12 PVC clamps and a tin of spray paint of your choice to add some decorative flair. You will also receive a starter kit from Caribbean Chemicals. This would include a 50 seedling tray which you will start your germination process, the TH1 all-purpose professional growing mix. You will receive the BlueTrex fertilizer and the instructions on exactly how you go about this process, which I will demonstrate shortly, and then finally the seeds that you will be growing. They are cabbage, cauliflower, scythe, lettuce, pak choy, tomato and bodi. Your kids may give trouble eating their vegetables, but they will certainly love growing them. Our first task is to prepare our seedlings. This is where your seedling tray comes into play. Fill each of the 50 cells with the seedling mix provided and insert 1 seed per cell, as per the instructions provided. This is the part of the project that is going to test your patience a bit because you need to leave the seeds for 2 to 3 weeks to germinate. Okay, now that we're completed, use the instructions provided, follow it carefully, ensuring that you water the seeds twice a day. This should take 2 to 3 weeks for them to germinate and be ready to transplant. Your kids can definitely test their scientific skills here by monitoring and watering the seeds daily until they are ready for the next step. In the meantime, let's move along and get the structure for our vegetable garden set up. So our second task, now it's time to build your vertical garden. Take the pallet and rest it on the floor. Make sure you have the screws provided handy as you will now have to fasten all 4 sides of the box together. There will be an additional separator that will be screwed in last. Now if you have done this correctly, the box is completed. So you should put this aside until you are ready to attach the box to the pallet. The pallet should be placed behind the box and bolted from the back to the wall. Okay, we're done. Now it's time to work on the pallet. The next step is to attach the PVC clamps, get a marker to identify the exact point, then drill them in using the screws provided. Okay, now that we're done with that, we're going to get our spray painted bottles, fill them with soil and insert them into the clamps. Okay, so quickly I'm going to show you where you're going to be marking and cutting the bottle to ensure that there's a space big enough to fit the seedlings. You could just eyeball it, 5 inches, nothing too crazy or exact, but you will want it to be a rectangle so that there's enough room. Okay, there we go. If you leave the bottle covered, it's easier to puncture. Using one side, puncture it, put the scissors together, follow the lines that you have drawn. So we should have a bottle with a clear opening on top that we're going to fill with sand and spray paint. Okay? It's important to be very gentle when you are transplanting the seedlings. So gently lift them from the seedling tray, ensuring that the roots are not damaged, and place them into the bottles you have fastened to the pallet. Okay guys, as you can see, we are almost there. I have my bottles spray painted and in place. I've just filled them with soil. I'm going to take the remaining soil and I'm going to fill the 2 planter beds at the bottom. And in about a week, I should be able to take my seedlings and transplant them into here. Okay. Okay guys, your vegetable garden is complete. All you need to do now is transplant your seedlings and you should be good to go. Thank you so much.